This is the danger of eating eggs. Eating of eggs caused Emily to look so fat and big. She was the biggest woman in the village of Greenhill. Emily was so big that when she walked, her body shook like jelly. Her round face looked like two big balls of bread, and her arms were as wide as yam tubers. But Emily didn't care. As long as she had her eggs, she was happy. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Emily loved eggs more than anything in the world. She ate eggs in the morning, eggs in the afternoon, and eggs at night. Boiled eggs, fried eggs, scrambled eggs, it didn't matter. If it was an egg, Emily would eat it. People in the village joked that if your chicken stopped laying eggs, you should check Emily's house because she had probably eaten them. Every day, Emily sat outside her small house with a big bowl of eggs, peeling and eating them one by one. She smiled with every bite, and her fingers never stopped moving. She could finish a whole crate of eggs in one sitting without feeling full. But there was one problem: no man in Greenhill wanted to marry Emily. The men whispered behind her back, saying she was too big and ate too much. "How can I marry a woman who finishes a whole crate of eggs in one day?" one man asked. "She will eat me out of my own house," said another. Emily acted like she didn't care, but deep inside, she wished for love. She wanted someone who would look past her size and love her for who she was. One day, something very strange happened. One sunny afternoon, Emily sat outside her house as usual, peeling and eating her eggs. She didn't notice the tall, slim man walking toward her until he stood right in front of her. Emily looked up, surprised. The man smiled. "Good afternoon," he said politely. "My name is David. I just moved to Greenhill." Emily's eyes widened. It wasn't every day that a man spoke to her nicely. "Good afternoon," she replied shyly, her fingers still peeling an egg. David looked at the big bowl of eggs in front of her and smiled again. "You really like eggs, don't you?" Emily nodded, feeling a little embarrassed. "Yes. I love them." But David didn't laugh like the other villagers. "That's nice," he said. "Would you mind if I sit with you?" Emily's heart skipped a beat. You want to sit with me?" she asked, not believing her ears. "Of course," David said, sitting down on a small stool beside her. "You seem like a nice person." As they talked, Emily felt something she hadn't felt in a long time: happiness. David didn't mention her size or how many eggs she ate. He just listened to her and smiled. For the first time, Emily felt seen, not for her weight, but for who she was inside. But as the days passed, the villagers began to talk. "Why is David always sitting with Emily?" they whispered. "Doesn't he know she eats eggs like a hungry lion?" One evening, a group of women stopped David on his way home. "David," one of them said, "why are you always with Emily? She's too big. She will eat all your food." David looked at them calmly. "Emily is kind and funny. I don't care about her size." But not everyone felt the same way. And soon, trouble came knocking on Emily's door. One evening, as Emily sat outside with her bowl of eggs, she saw David walking toward her. But this time, his face looked sad. Emily's heart sank. "David, what is wrong?" she asked, putting down an egg. He sighed. "Emily, the villagers keep talking. They say I shouldn't spend time with you because of your size and how much you eat." Emily felt tears sting her eyes. She knew this would happen. "So, you don't want to be my friend anymore?" she asked quietly. David shook his head. "No, Emily. That's not it. I don't care about your size. But the gossip, it's getting too much." Emily's heart broke. She had finally found someone who saw her for who she was, but even that was slipping away. She looked at her bowl of eggs and suddenly felt sick. "Maybe they are right," she whispered. "Maybe I am too big. Maybe I eat too much." David took her hand gently. "Don't say that, Emily. You are kind, funny, and wonderful. But maybe it's time to take a little break from the eggs." Emily looked into his eyes and saw the care there. She nodded slowly. Maybe you're right. The next day, for the first time in years, Emily didn't eat a single egg. The villagers were shocked. Is Emily sick? They asked. But Emily just smiled and kept walking. As days turned into weeks, Emily started feeling different. She had more energy, and slowly, she began to lose a little weight. David stayed by her side, encouraging her every step of the way. One day, as they walked through the village, David suddenly stopped. He took Emily's hands and looked into her eyes. Emily, I don't care about your size. I care about you. Will you marry me? Tears filled Emily's eyes, but this time, they were happy tears. Yes, David. Yes. The villagers were shocked when they heard the news, but soon, everyone celebrated the love story that no one saw coming. And though Emily still enjoyed her eggs sometimes, she learned that too much of anything could be dangerous. But most of all, she learned that true love sees beyond what the eyes can see.